This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Topping our news at this hour, in the wake of Hurricane Irma, local governments are looking to the federal government to reimburse some costly services.
The city of Northport is hoping to get nearly $700,000 back from FEMA for staff overtime charges. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us with more details. Christopher?
Good evening. In a pretty typical move, the city required all staff to come in to help keep the city running during the storm, and that does include all of the police officers, and that was pretty costly.
When the lights go out, bad things start to happen.
When Hurricane Irma brought heavy winds and rain to the Suncoast, law enforcement was out in it.
Our responsibility is to ensure the public safety and the continuance of city government.
But that was costly, nearly $700,000 in overtime charges alone for the city of Northport. The police department made up half of that because it was all hands on deck.
Some of our mobile home communities here, we actually went basically door to door to say, hey, it'd be a good idea for you to evacuate. Please go to a shelter.
It wasn't just the officers, firefighters, and other staff members' compensation, though. Nearly everything is meticulously cataloged.
Once you declare the emergency, we start detailing everything that we use. Gasoline, manpower, any type of associated equipment.
Reason being, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, does reimburse much of that money.
It's called the Public Assistance Grant Program. And that's actually what it is. It is a grant which reimburses eligible applicants.
Local governments can apply for the grant, and after a lengthy approval process, they may get paid back.
To ensure governments, nonprofits do not go bankrupt because of the expenses incurred during a major disaster.
Northport contracted with a company to oversee the city's debris cleanup. That company will be responsible for the FEMA grant application. The money spent on that contract can, too, be paid back by FEMA. So here's the thing. This is not necessarily a fast process. The city told us today they only got paid back from the year 2004 storms in 2012. Live in Northport, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you very much, Christopher. A death investigation is underway in Manatee County after deputies found a dead body in a wooded area. The body was found Monday afternoon just off the road in the 5600 block of Verna Bethany Road in Mayaca City. Deputies are calling the death suspicious, and they are working with the Manatee Homicide Unit. The sheriff's office has identified the victim as 42-year-old Jose Barajas Santabañez of Bradenton. He was reported missing by his daughter last Wednesday, and his abandoned car was found that day in Palmetto. The medical examiner's office performed an autopsy today, and the sheriff's office is ruling the death a homicide.
We're in the middle of the busiest week of travel nationwide, making agents a lot busier at the airport. The number of firearms seized this year. The TSA says there have been more this year already than all of last year. Officers had taken 444 firearms at security checkpoints, nearly 30 more than in 2016. Number one in the state is Tampa with 86 so far this year. Orlando is second with 81 weapons. Agents at SRQ have seized 4 weapons this year so far. The numbers are up nationwide as well. Well, after years of discussion, plans are moving forward to renovate the Lido Key Beach Pavilion and swimming pool. Sarasota City Commission approving the project last night after 5 hours of citizen input. A private group called Lido Beach Development Partners will lease the city space and plan to spend up to $4 million to renovate the pool, add a children's splash pad, and build a 200-seat restaurant with a tiki bar and ice cream parlor. Most of the citizen input Monday night was against the project, but a majority of city commissioners voted to move forward.
This was all crafted behind the scenes. You could tell these commissioners had their minds made up before they heard the overwhelming public opposition.
This is going to save a lot of taxpayer dollars. It's going to reinvigorate and update the Lido Pavilion and really bring it back up to the jewel that it is for the entire community to enjoy.
Final vote was 4-1, with Commissioner Jennifer Ahern Koch voting against it. Many opponents felt the project would not fit the character of the area. If it all goes as planned, developers will start renovations this summer and finish by June of 2019.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was able to open my doors and my windows to let some of that breeze come in today. It was pretty nice, but a little chillier than expected.
Maybe the clouds did that, I don't know. Here's Bob with more.
Yeah, temperatures did warm as expected into the upper 70s. That's fairly typical for this time of year. The humidity was also higher compared to yesterday. Yesterday, the humidity is way down, way down. Today, a different story. It's up where it normally would be, or even a little bit surpassed that. So again, the storm system is well to the north of us now. That's what brought the breeze in. That continues to lift off to the northeast, and there's another one behind it right here. You can see it in the western Gulf of Mexico. So if we see what we're going to see, increasing clouds maybe late tonight with a chance for showers. 74 right now. The dew point temperature is 67. Yesterday, that dew point was around 50. So there's a big difference there. High humidity around, and the humidity 79%. We have an east-southeast wind at 8, and the pressure is standard at 29.92 inches. Highs tomorrow will once again be in the mid to upper 70s, just as we saw today. The rain now well to the north. You can see that shower activity entering into Tallahassee and near Jacksonville. Well, more on the forecast for Thanksgiving. Right now it looks to be cloudy with a good chance for showers and storms and temperatures into the mid 70s. More on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. CBS News, PBS, and Bloomberg all announcing they are cutting ties with veteran TV host Charlie Rose. This as the Washington Post says new accusers are coming forward against the legendary journalist. So far, at least 8 women have shared disturbing details accusing Rose of making unwanted sexual advances and lewd phone calls. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is following the latest from New York.
News anchor Charlie Rose now fired by CBS and suspended from his PBS and Bloomberg programs. And his CBS This Morning co-hosts not mincing words.
This has to end. This behavior is wrong, period.
The reaction coming after stunning and disturbing accusations of sexual assault and harassment lodged against the now 75-year-old TV icon.
What do you say when someone that you deeply care about has done something that is so horrible? That said, Charlie does not get a pass here.
8 women opening up to the Washington Post claiming Rose allegedly made unwanted sexual advances towards them. One of his former employees telling the paper he was a sexual predator and I was his victim.
One woman that we spoke to who worked for him as an intern in the 1990s recalled him coming out of the shower naked. She confided in one person, the next day a male producer came up to her laughing and said, "Oh, I heard you got the shower trick."
Another accuser, a former assistant, telling the paper there were at least a dozen instances where Rose walked nude in front of her while she worked in one of his New York City homes. She says he would repeatedly call her late at night to describe his fantasies of her swimming naked. Rose is responding in a statement saying it is essential that these women know I hear them and that I deeply apologize for my inappropriate behavior. I have behaved insensitively at times and I accept responsibility for that. Though I do not believe that all of these allegations are accurate, I always felt that I was pursuing shared feelings, even though now I realize I was mistaken. The Washington Post now says since their initial reporting, more women have reached out to them with claims against Rose. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Well, a 2016 study by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission found anywhere from 25 to 85% of women experience sexual harassment in the workplace, depending on their definition of harassment. But a 2013 poll found that only 70 to 90% of victims do not file a complaint with their employers. The National Women's Law Center says sexual harassment is a form of sexual discrimination. When it happens at any job, it violates Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Employers can be legally responsible for sexual harassment between employees, and the company can also be held liable if the victim was harassed by a supervisor and then demoted or fired. An employer can also be held responsible by not correcting any claims of harassment.
It's fairly common that you're concerned about being labeled. You're concerned about the outcomes of what's going to happen, and you just don't want it to be a thing, but you don't want it to continue either.
No matter how petty you feel that it is, if you're in a position where you feel uncomfortable in the workplace, you should come forward and say something.
Coming up on ABC7 News at 7, we'll explain why sexual harassment also has a financial effect on companies and victims. Meanwhile, a local beauty queen is hoping to raise awareness about sexual assault. This Bradenton teen visited Bayshore High today to speak to her peers about teenage dating violence. 18-year-old Noelia Voigt works with the One Love Foundation, which works to ensure everyone understands the difference between a healthy and unhealthy relationship. She talks to students about what to do if they have a friend or a loved one in an abusive relationship.
It's really important for them to understand that now, because when they leave high school, they go to college, they need to understand what signs to look out for in someone who can potentially be abusive.
Voigt says her next goal is to visit Tallahassee to try and get a law passed to incorporate her workshop into health classes across the state. And Voigt will be competing next month for the Miss Florida team title.
We wish her well with that next month.
A good platform to speak on as well.
Yeah. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now. And Richard, the records just continue to keep falling on Wall Street.
Scott, there's an old Wall Street adage, the trend is your friend. And let me say the trend for 2017 has been our friend, and it certainly continued today. Record closes again for all three indices that we follow, and the Standard & Poor's 500 index intraday was at 2,600 for the first time. The Dow Industrials were up by 100 points in the first 30 seconds of trading this morning, and were up by more than 180 points at the high. All in all, a terrific Tuesday. Let's take a look and see what the numbers look like. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 160 points. That's a record 23,590.83, a gain of 0.7% on volume of 742 million shares. The NASDAQ, yes indeed, look at that, 6862.48, a record, up 72 points, more than 1%, that on volume of 1,848 million shares. And the S&P, look at that, almost 2,600, up 17 points, more than 0.6%. Records all around and no complaints here. Well, speaking of no complaints, how about news on a retailer that actually has an upbeat report? Yes, indeed. Who likes to go to the dollar store? I like to go to the dollar store. Well, apparently I am not alone. Dollar Tree, which is the largest company in this country in the dollar business with over 13,000 stores, today said its earnings for the quarter and its revenues for the quarter came in well ahead of Wall Street expectations. Same-store sales were up by 3.3%, and when things only cost $1, that's an awful lot of merchandise. And as I say, 13,600 stores. They also own Family Dollar. So I don't know about you, but I kind of like going to the dollar store. I walk out with 2 or 3 things I didn't need, but I had fun doing it, so what the heck.
Certainly the truth on that one. Now, I understand, Richard, you have some news on Campbell Soup as well?
Yeah, it's not good. It's bad, unfortunately. Its shares fell by 8% today after the company, just the opposite of what we just heard, failed to hit the bottom line, earnings and total volume. Bottom line, not a good day for Campbell Soup. 8% down, not pretty at all.
I need to buy more tomato soup, I guess.
I think you're right.
It's almost that time. It's getting a little colder with some grilled cheese.
That's right.
Exactly.
All right, Richard, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So to come in your Suncoast News tonight, additional remains from a U.S. service member killed overseas are found where they were discovered by a military team and the FBI.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus what you need to know to stay healthy while traveling this holiday season.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
It's Workout Wednesday, and we are trying one of the weirdest trends yet. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, get ready for goat yoga. We get on the floor, and the goats get to climb on us. The Van Wezel has Black Friday ticket specials to share, up to 50% off, plus holiday fire safety all season from the Sarasota Fire Department, and Chef Judy has last-minute turkey tips.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Army National Guard soldiers serve to give back to their country and their community. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for benefits such as health and life insurance, education benefits, and retirement and VA home loan benefits. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Auto Trader recently said Stelvio can spring from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds. A segment best. You deserve the best. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Additional remains have been discovered of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson in Niger. Johnson, a Florida native, was one of 4 Americans killed in an October ambush by ISIS. According to a U.S. official, the remains were recovered by the military and FBI team that traveled to that area. Johnson's family at Fort Bragg in North Carolina was notified on Monday. The remains were discovered at the site where his body was recovered, nearly a mile away from the site of the ambush, and just 2 days after the attack. It's unclear if the additional remains will provide any clues or insight about Johnson's death.
The long-running battle about the constitutionality of a 2015 state law continues. It requires women to wait 24 hours before having abortions. The Republican-controlled legislature and Governor Rick Scott approved the waiting period more than 2 years ago after heavy debate and quickly faced a legal challenge. The American Civil Liberties Union of Florida and other groups have asked a Leon County judge to permanently strike down the law.
Florida lawmakers seem to think that they know more about medicine than medical professionals and more about a woman's health care decisions than a woman herself. It is offensive, it is unconstitutional, and this law should be struck for good.
Abortion is an outlying procedure with regard to standard medical practice, and the legislature simply acted to try to make it the same. That's a really simple proposition, and that we think is amply supported by our experts.
No decision was made today. Earlier this year, the Florida Supreme Court issued a temporary injunction against the law, meaning it's not currently in effect. All right, Bob is back with more on kind of a cloudy.
Yeah, it was cloudy throughout the morning. We still, it was 63 this morning. That was about 13 degrees warmer than the previous morning. I know I walked my dog yesterday and I had to put a jacket on. Today, no jacket, so it wasn't too bad out there. Fairly typical for this time of year. And the heat index was at 78, a whopping 78 this afternoon. Well, the viewer photos sent in of all the clouds this morning. You see those right there from Bird Key. Heidi Taylor getting that cloudiness and not a lot of rainfall today across West Central Florida. A few brief showers, and this was from last night. Look at this, how calm things were out on the waters on the Sarasota Bay, looking from Ringling off toward Longboat Key. So a beautiful shot there sent in to pics at mysuncoast.com. Van Way's a webcam showing all the clouds, and it looks like those clouds are thinning out right now. They could come back. The forecast models are suggesting that we may see even a few showers later on tonight. We'll see if that plays out, but right now skies are starting to clear. The evening planner looks for partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, 66 by 11 o'clock. And we will see, as I said, a chance for showers overnight, after midnight it looks like, with some fog forming too. 74 degrees right now. That's the temperature, and the dew point is way up there at 67 degrees. That humidity has come back up. The winds are out of the east-southeast at 8, and the pressure now 29.92 inches. Around the state for lows tonight, we'll see them into the mid-60s at 1 o'clock. It'll be 66 degrees here, and then we'll drop down into the mid-60s to lower 60s, but warm up tomorrow afternoon once again into the upper 70s to mid-70s all across west central Florida. 65 in Pensacola. Now, as far as the forecast trend goes, it's going to stay pretty warm on Thursday and Thanksgiving Day morning. We'll see not too bad of temperatures, but then they won't warm up all that much. We'll see them into the upper 70s, looks like, for highs on, again, Thanksgiving. Well, this is the Futurecast showing the clouds and showers to the north of us, but notice what happens. This little boundary, if you will, a little piece of energy kind of works its way over. Now, that rain chance isn't all that high for a few showers overnight, but nonetheless, that kind of showing you that activity around. But notice this action out here in the Gulf of Mexico. This is Wednesday, so look for a partly cloudy to partly sunny day. That means a little bit more clouds than sun when you say partly sunny. And then out here in the Gulf of Mexico, this storm system gathering a little bit, and it moves off toward the east. Notice by Thursday morning really starts to show up as some big storms out there in the Gulf of Mexico. So this is something to watch on Thursday. There could be some heavy weather, and this at 3:30 showing a large swath. Some very heavy rainfall. There could be some thunderstorms in the mix there as well. Right now, it doesn't appear they should be severe, but we'll have to watch them this time of year. A lot can happen. Now, the Futurecast just overnight calling for that little bit of rainfall, at least this model picking up on it. This is a fairly reliable local model, and it looks like things are looking like a few showers around during the early morning hours, so we could see that again. Now, as far as thunderstorms go, there's a chance, very small at that, for an isolated thunderstorm to pop up, it looks like, overnight. Well, the satellite and radar imagery showing the storm system over North Florida now continuing to head off to the north with that warm front, and we are looking for generally cooler air moving in across the Great Lakes behind this front. Cooler air, I'm talking cold, bitterly cold temperatures expected to move into places like Wisconsin, Chicago, Michigan. Detroit will get cold. Toledo will get cold as well. For boaters, for the remainder of the evening, seas running right around 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop out there. As far as the forecast goes, partly cloudy, scattered showers late possible, not much. Morning fog, a real possibility, 62 for a low. And then the forecast for the day on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, a 20% chance for a shower. Thursday at 70, and that's mainly mid to late day on Thanksgiving. And for all you shoppers, you might need an umbrella during the early morning hours on Friday. That's at 60%, and it should be quieter in the afternoon on Friday. A good weekend ahead, though, mid-70s under plenty of sunshine. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to First Alert traffic. We're seeing some backup on I-75. This is the northbound lanes right near the Fruitville Road exit. There's apparently a stalled vehicle just off the exit there. That might be causing some of the congestion. We're also seeing some red in South Sarasota County. This is in the Northport area as you travel from around Warren Mineral Springs south from there into Port Charlotte. Jacqueline?
In health news tonight, saliva may be the key to diagnosing a concussion in the future. According to a study by the Penn State College of Medicine, researchers found 5 small molecules in saliva with real potential for identifying concussive symptoms in children, teens, and young adults. A doctor says the 5 microRNAs in saliva could predict which concussed children would have symptoms a month later with 85% accuracy. The study says traditional measures that are typically used in clinics are 65% accurate. A biotech company hopes to bring a saliva test for concussions to the market within the next 2 years. Researchers say women should do more homework before deciding to freeze their eggs. There's still no set of uniform counseling guidelines in place for women who choose that procedure. According to past research published by the Journal of Women's Health, a woman might face multiple risk factors while getting pregnant after opting to freeze her eggs. Her risk of pregnancy-related maternal and fetal mortality rates may also increase. Women may not receive extensive counseling because there's a large amount of time between when a woman freezes her eggs and when she becomes pregnant or gives birth. Industry trade group Airlines for America projects 28.5 million passengers will fly on U.S. airlines during the Thanksgiving holiday period. And if you happen to be one of those travelers, you need to be prepared to avoid some germs. To avoid coming in contact, sit toward the front of the airplane. Air ventilation systems on most commercial aircrafts provide better airflow in the front. Also, don't drink coffee or tea on an airplane. The Environmental Protection Agency shows that airplanes' water tanks are not always clean. And remember to sanitize your hands after leaving an airplane bathroom, riding an escalator, and using an ATM. Coming up, a helicopter crash in Arkansas, why investigators believe birds flying in the sky may have been a factor in that accident. And a dog getting in his workout while on the job, why the canine is working on his fitness before heading out in the field.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
3 people are dead after a medical helicopter crash in Arkansas. And investigators are trying to figure out if birds could have been the reason for that crash. Witnesses reported a large number of geese flying in the area at the time, raising the possibility that a bird strike may have brought the chopper down. Sunday's crash killed 2 members of an EMS air medic crew and their pilot. It was on its way to a hospital to pick up a patient when it went down. We're getting our initial look at the first observed object coming from outside our solar system. It was spotted last month by the Pan-STARRS-1 telescope in Hawaii. Scientists are calling it an interstellar asteroid. The first of its kind, apparently. Astronomers say the object could carry secrets on how other solar systems have formed, but they move so fast it's extremely difficult to see or study them.
Police in Gulf Shores, Alabama posted this video of officers and a canine named Nitro doing push-ups. The department said they were warming up and, quote, ready to apprehend any bad guys that break the law. The post has been viewed 47,000 times and shared 1,100 times on Facebook. He is a very well-trained dog right there. Looks like a black German Shepherd almost.
Yep, and there are his officers and the canine very fit. too. Right?
They're ready.
Yeah.
Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, the city of Punta Gorda is getting ready to welcome its new police chief, how she and women in law enforcement are paving the way for women in the industry.
And Manatee County teachers closer to getting a raise. The next step before the school district's agreement becomes official.
The biggest shopping day of the year is here, and Sunset Fiat of Sarasota invites you to experience the ultimate LBD. Long, beautiful drive, of course, because no matter which model you try on, the Fiat 500, the 500X, the 500L, or the gorgeous Fiat Spider, you're going to love the way you look and feel in your new Fiat. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Black Friday sales event going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month or a 2017 MKZ for $279 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.